Thanks a lot, Brendan. We're going to talk about Phunware today. They got a deal partnership with Project Nucleus. That's the catalyst here today. And the key thing is there were multiple trade opportunities both within the range and then eventually breaking out of the range. And I'm happy with myself that I finally got one of these reversals, and we'll get into that. But got to start off on the higher time frame like we always do here. So got my 60-minute chart up because we have to go a couple of weeks back here to the last time we were trading in this range. You'll see this is our gap up this morning into the $3 range. Last time we were here, you had some pretty clean levels. Just above $3, you had a top, bit of fail breakout, and then a top which caused a flush down into previous or recent support down around 2.25. And then you had this resistance point on the way up towards this 340 level. That's about 315, 316, and then you have the actual top at 337. So I've marked all those off because they all came into play here today. And this is the kind of thing that you want to always do. Whenever you have a stock which is moving, it's on your gap list, it's on your watch list or our watch list, zoom out, identify some key price areas so that you can formulate a bit of a plan, because there were multiple trade ideas for me here today, one of which I always like, pop, fail at the pre-market highs, which it had done at 315, and then the first consolidation lower was below that first target, that $3 mark that we pointed out in the chart. So my first shot was short this consolidation with a tight stop at 3. That breaks. I'm going right back out to that 315 level, 315, 316. That breaks. Two very tight stop trades. We then retest that high. And this is the key thing. We retest that high, show a consolidation failure. It's essentially almost the same setup that we're doing here. This time we actually get the win. It comes into VWAP. Then we break that and get 295. Now here is the key thing, because one of my rules, or one of the things I wanted to do better in 2022 was when I identify a short setup that I like, if it shows me enough signs of strength, then where my stop is in the afternoon has to turn into a breakout trade. And the reason I like this breakout, and you're going to see we end up taking the 315 break long, is as simple as this. That 285 right here, our initial short trade, finds support at 285. It then does a false break at that high of the day, bases out at 285 again. So that pre-market level has held. Now, all of a sudden, when we get a working short off the high, this is now the third time technically that it's facing that 315, it flushes in and cannot even get to 285. Finds a higher low, retests a higher low, and that's what you're breaking out into. At that point, it's right in here that this turns into a reversal for me. If we broke in 285 and we're going parabolic into that level, I probably still think it's a fake because it's running too far. But it's showing all kinds of strength, grinding up into that 315 break. It eventually goes, and I still have a small portion of it, but we get some out in front of those quarters. And then where do we take that turnout? Like, we actually let it make the high and then get it out at what price? 337 up there, guys. So we looked at that previous high, say to myself, if it wants to put in a failure at that price level and starts curling there, if I wasn't long, that would be a potential short retracement entry point. And if I think that's true, then I'm going to be taking some profit out there right at that same point. You do see it pulls back. Might have been worth the reload to the long side, which I still have a small portion of as we're doing this. But at the end of the day, it's all about the reason for the reversal, getting away from what was not a great shorting opportunity. It was a good shorting opportunity, but not a great short trade, into what was a nice, clean, long breakout. And sometimes you cannot get married to a direction in a stock, even if it's your primary setup. If there's something else that's profitable there, you've got to be able to take it. So that's one thing I'm trying to do better. Hopefully this helps out. And go fun in the afternoon.